This is the assembly video for this rock and roll bed. Now, when you first get the bed, it should look like this, strapped together. So the first thing we want to do is take the strapping off and just see exactly what we've got. There's only two pieces here, and the whole thing will go together with about a dozen screws. Now, the only thing that you'll need to put the bed together with is a screwdriver or drill. I've got a drill here with a screwdriver bit on, and it will arrive with the necessary screws to fit it all together. First things first, you want to make sure that you have a space large enough to get the bed out flat. Now, it's going to be about 187 centimeters long, and the width will depend on your van and what size bed you've ordered. We just want to cut through these packing strips, keeping it all together, and there will be little bits of tape on the legs and a little piece of strap in there. That's just to keep the legs steady whilst in transit. I'll lay the base down on the floor. This is the front with the sliding section on, and on the sides here there are a couple of bolts which we need to take out just to allow this to slide forwards. These bolts will keep it in place once it's in the van. That's what they are for. Okay, with the bolts out, now that should slide, and we want to slide that all the way out. The idea to begin with, just be careful with this to begin with, it will move a little bit like that. So just, hold it at both ends and slide it all the way out. That's it. So the next thing is to take the base of the bed, and we want to open this all the way out. That'll open like that. Now, it wants to be this way facing down over with these hinges, and they go to the back of the bed. So we're going to just place that on for now. Like so. You have the hinges pointing down this way, and you will see, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there are 3 holes for each of the hinges already marked on this back strut. And what we want to do is just line those hinges up like that, and we'll just put one screw in the centre of that for now, and the same with this one. And the same with this third one. And then moving around to the front of the bed, again, just make sure that this bottom runner, this here, is pulled all the way forwards, and rest that on top. We want to make sure that this is sitting square with the frame underneath. Now, to do that, best thing is just take a rule, mark that with your thumb, hold it with your thumb, put it on the other side, and if it's out at all, just push the runner into place. So you've got that clearance there, and you've got the same clearance there. Now we're going to screw this top piece to this runner underneath, and we want the same gap on either side. This can really just be done by eye. I mean, you can do it with a ruler if you wish, but really I would just use a fingertip there, and if that's good there, and if that's about the same there on the other side, then I would say we're good to go. Okay, that being so, we're square at the front. That's good. And we have equal distance on each of these runners. Now, there are some holes already screwed in this top section, and what we want to do is just put one of those screws through into the rail underneath, and then the same on the other side. Don't want a lot of tension on these screws, just enough to bite. Now, just before we put the rest of the screws in the hinges at the back, we just want to see that's sliding okay, that's working all right. So you've got this pull strap here, you would pull that, and that's it. So, last thing to do is just put the remaining screws in the hinges to the back. And that is it. It's as simple as that, really. So that's it. All of the screws are now in the hinges at the back. And these are already started. The holes are already started, so it goes in very easily. One more time. That slides in there very smoothly. It's very light, very smooth. And we have these bolts, which we took out earlier, which will just slide back into position there. Like that. And that will stop it opening as you're driving along. And again, when you want to take it back down, take the bolts out, get hold of it underneath. So there it is, very simple to put together. Took about 10 minutes to do that. And the only last thing to do would be to put it in the van. Now, I've used these spars, which is just a hole through each of those, and screwed into the wooden floor of the van. If the van doesn't have a wooden floor, you could use self-tappers, or you could use bolts and go right through the floor of the van and bolt it up from underneath. Choice would be yours. So that's the assembly instructions, and I thank you very much.